Some of them will even say, oh, I'm used to girls walking up to me.
Insane. But
What happened to
not
your
insane.
What happened to your natural instinct? Is that gone now? Are men just choosing not to walk up to women? Is that a thing?
Kind of a thing. Fear is real. Mental health is real. The anxiety of trying to approach someone is real.
I don't think that many of you need to hear this, but I'm still going to say it for a tiny percentage. If you are married under the assumption of a traditional relationship, or maybe you're not married, but you want a traditional relationship, and you are toying around with the idea of a threesome, don't do it. And if you don't like that advice, understand that maybe you don't actually want a traditional marriage.
Men are not attractive anymore, and I'm not even talking about looks. It's the fact that so many of them are not healed, not self-aware, can't connect emotionally, stuck at surface level because they don't know how to go beyond that. Like, they don't even know themselves, and they're constantly out here trying to chase the next best thing. Being emotionally unavailable, don't know how to express yourself at this big age is a complete turnoff. Like, take some time and heal. Go find yourself.
I had a guy over just to cuddle. Like, I was like, hey, want to come over and only cuddle? And for some reason he agreed to this. I was like, you're getting nothing else. I just want to be held. And I have to say, it was like the best sleepover ever.
Ladies, trust me when I tell you that men get just as much out of this as you do. They love to cuddle because most men absolutely love physical touch. They need that to feel loved. And that does not just include being intimate with you. I bet you anything this man had some of the greatest sleep of his life.
Men don't want to chase you. They don't want to play chase at all. They want to play tag. They want someone who's going to get them back. They want someone who's going to make them faster, stronger, more strategic, someone who's going to challenge them. Like, imagine being a kid at a playground and another kid comes up to you and asks if you want to play, and you're like, what do you want to play? And they're like, chase. And you're like, cool, how's that go? I chase you, and then what? And then they're like, and then you just keep chasing me forever. The is that? That's the most boring game ever. If you want to chase, chase back.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
I saw something rather interesting today, and it made me rather curious to hear everyone's opinion. And the question is, should certain jobs be limited by certain characteristics that a person has? Or should a person be able to seek any job or profession they want based on their qualifications and their desire to do that job? But if a person does think that there should be limitations on certain jobs based on certain characteristics, please explain what those are and why.
If you're a single dude in your 20s, 30s, 40s, you should absolutely be going to hot yoga, 1000%. I just started doing it this year, and on top of being an amazing workout, it's also like every single class is just full of beautiful humans, and it's always 95% women. So if you're a dude and come to hot yoga, it's like the world is your oyster. I don't necessarily know how you'd spit game or approach the women because it's similar to a gym setting, but you know, that's on y'all. I'm just here to give options and ideas. And if you're wondering like, where's my wife? You know, where's this wholesome woman that I'm looking for who takes care of herself and is staying at home on a Friday night? She's at hot yoga.
Okay, I know that this is like bad to say. I know it's bad.
Oh, then it should be really fun to hear.
But I think one of the lamest things you can do as a woman is have a husband.
No, in point of fact, that is not one of the lamest things that a woman can do. But please continue with this demonstration.
I think it's really lame.
I can in fact think of many things that are much more lame than that.
Whenever I'm talking to somebody who I think is like somewhat cool and suddenly they're like, oh, my husband, I'm instantly like, oh, you're what? Gross.
I think it's high time that we truly appreciated when someone demonstrates exactly the behaviors that they're talking about.
I'm seeing on social media a lot these days of Australian girls talking about how modern day Australian guys aren't approaching them anymore.
I think chivalry is very quickly. Guys are sort of forgetting the old school mentality. And I think if you see a girl out and you're both making eye contact and there's some smiles, if she hasn't approached you within the first like 15, 20 minutes, go up to her, because that's her way of saying, I'm not doing that. Like, you come up to me, you hit on me. 9 times out of 10, a girl's not making consistent eye contact with you if she's not interested in you. And same is said for if a girl isn't interested. If you're looking for eye contact and she's not looking at you, she's not interested.
So I think a big thing here is picking up the signs.
Yeah.
You need to be aware of what's happening around you.
People wonder why the birth rate is declining because men don't know how to talk to women. Literally stopped texting a guy because I said, so when are we gonna go on a date? Got confused. He was like, ooh, I don't know what you mean. They want me to spell out for them, and then I do, and then they still don't do anything about it. And the crazy thing is, then they act mad when I don't respond to their text, and it's like, what do you want me to do, sir? I tried to spell it out for you, and you literally couldn't.
You couldn't plan the date. Why does he got to do it? It's 2025. Do women realistically know how to talk to men? No. It's always men's fault, no matter what they do. You want to go on a date with a guy? Okay, cool. Ask him out. Plan it. Hey, you want to go here? Something. Why does he have to initiate all of that?
A lot of these modern women don't realize that they're pricing themselves out of the market. You're pricing yourself out of the market. You're overstating your value. That's not to say that you don't mean anything, but that's to say you thinking that you're more than what you actually are. And instead of getting with the man that's on your level, you try to get with the man that's way out of your league. And that man dumps you every time. And now you look like an idiot.
I better pay attention to me tonight. I'm so sick of this.
She's so mad. No one is giving her any time. Guys are tired of you.
I told my husband I wanted a divorce. I can't be myself with my husband, and it's really confusing because I still don't know who I am.
This woman is so messed up. What is wrong with it? She's selfish, and she's bored, and she wants something else.
When you're 30 years old and you're single and you're like trying to put yourself out there, and your friends are all married, so that you're at least trying to meet new people.
You can see her panic starting. That panic is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So again, this is what happens to women who wait. How do you think this woman is actually feeling? Let's listen to what she has to say.
I think, like a lot of women, I have been absolutely enraged to find that while we knew that men are evil, have been evil to us for a long time, we're realizing the normalization of in this country, and I think it's been dysregulating me on a level that I cannot even understand. Like,
this whole video is a female breakdown because she is trying to compete with a man in a man's world and can't figure out why she's not able to do it. There's nothing really wrong with you, honey. There's really nothing wrong with you. You're just a woman and you're trying to do too much. You're trying to do what a guy can do and say, this is a man's world and I got to be a man and I got to do this and I got to do that. When in reality, you really don't have to do all those things. You're putting that pressure on you.
You want a traditional man, you would have to show me a traditional woman. And those don't exist anymore. You want to get grandmom treatment, but grandmom was low maintenance. That's another thing that they don't want to talk about. Grandma wasn't walking around with $700 bust downs. Grandma wasn't walking around with Birkins on. Grandma wasn't walking around with Louis Vuitton shoes that are only made for European women. So when you put your 190 frame on them, your feet are in pain. They only built for women that are 110 pounds. Grandma also didn't need trips to Turks and Caicos and everywhere else. She didn't need any of that. Grandma was cool with you bringing the groceries home and with the bills being paid, which a lot of these modern day women would call the bare minimum, which is insanity to me, because anybody that's paying all of the bills and bringing the groceries home, that's a maximum because you don't have to do it. So then we go a little bit deeper into it. Grandma never confused her role as being a woman.
There's this trend going, oh, nobody's coming to save you. Have you ever had a man that loves you? My husband is 1,000% coming to get me.
There are so many benefits to having a relationship like this, where the man is the protector, he's there for her in an instant, and then the woman, she appreciates it. She outwardly acknowledges that her life would not be as good without that man. Where so many women get it wrong, and they continue to get it wrong, especially on social media, is that they think that they have to be the strong and independent woman, and they cannot bring down their walls. They preemptively bash all men, and then they'll just claim that there are no good men left in the world. Meanwhile, here's the evidence. She's with one. The difference being is that she found the man wanted to be with her, so she was a high quality woman in his eyes. And I bet you anything, over the development of their relationship, she brought this out in him through her love and through her appreciation.
Your husband is a good guy, but you're ready for divorce? You're not a bad person, so don't let...
Where did all the good men go? If you're not happy in your marriage, just get a divorce and then go find someone new so you can enjoy some more temporary happiness. Like, this has got to be the worst advice I've ever seen on the internet. Like, I thought marriage was a commitment, for better or worse. It's just when you're not happy, leave, go find someone else. But guess what? Your second marriage and your third marriage, by the data, says it doesn't get easier. Actually, your chances of divorce go up because you develop a mindset. Oh, well, if I'm not happy, we're not talking about or cheating, but if I'm not happy, I'm leaving. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with being miserable the rest of your life. But hey, that's what people do, right? That's what we do in 2023. Why even say vows? Because obviously they mean nothing, right? Like I said in the beginning, where did all the good men go? Where did all the good women go? Do better. Facts.
A lot of these men out here, at first they knew what they were doing and they knew how to catch your attention. Oh, she's gonna like this. Oh, she's gonna want this. But over time, modern women have changed things so much that a man is now guessing at what you want. And instead of spending a whole bunch of money just trying to guess and still getting it wrong, a man has said, if she's not going to communicate clearly with me like a normal person, like a decent human being, I'm not going to keep on guessing. I'm just going to go back to the house.
You did say it. You told him exactly what you wanted. But he didn't hear you because he didn't realize you were talking to him. A lot of us ladies, we like to talk. A lot. About everything. We're venting, we're rambling. And we think through things as we say them. And that's totally fine, but to a man, it's like the TV playing over in the next room. He's not trying to ignore you, but he probably thinks it's not directly directed at him. So later when you're upset and you realize he didn't remember what you were rambling or venting about that day, you probably said it when he wasn't paying any attention. And he didn't register it as a serious conversation because men and women tend to communicate and do things a little bit differently. For some of us ladies, it's a little bit easier for us to multitask. We can do something while we're talking to a girlfriend and we're listening to everything that they say and it's not an issue. That's why when you talk to a man, it's best to just get straight to the point. And if you really need him to pay attention, make sure you're taking the delivery seriously.
All right, family, here are 8 different types of situations where women either regret leaving or losing this type of guy. Y'all ready? Let's get into it, family. Number 1, a man they started to take for granted. They started focusing more on what he wasn't doing versus what he was. Number 2, a man who was willing to put in the work to fix the relationship. He was willing to compromise. Number 3, a man who had made some mistakes. Wasn't perfect, and they thought they could find perfection elsewhere. The joke's on you. Number 4, a man who was more of an asset than a liability. The positive definitely outweighed the negatives. Number 5, a man with integrity and character. You can't buy that. Number 6, a man who was stable, protects and provides, but wasn't exciting. Number 7, a man they didn't know how to forgive in the moment. Number 8, a man that truly held them accountable for their actions. When a man knows his worth, and he's a quality man, and you've hurt him in a certain way, ladies, it's hard to come back from that. And this type of guy is rare. So hold on to him. Cherish him. Because once he's gone for good.
At this point, if you're not paying my bills, I'm not even going on a date with you.
And why exactly are some women expecting husband-like behavior from guys they haven't even been on a date with yet?
I have very, very limited bandwidth mentally. If I have to think about paying bills and rent, I just don't have the energy for a date.
When I hear statements like that, I often question that individual's ability to function as an adult.
And if I've spent money on my rent, I don't want to leave my house. I'm going to get my money's worth. If I'm going to de-stress and get ready, get a mani-pedi, do my hair, do all of those things so I can go on a date with you, I can't do that and focus on things like finances. No. I'm very happy alone with my dog at home.
And after hearing that, I can only imagine the rather large amount of gentlemen that, if not more than pleased, may actually even be celebrating that there are in fact some women out there that are choosing to remain single.
The first and the most obvious place where you will meet a single man is at the gym. The only gym you are going to go to from now on is the gym that has a very elevated section for weightlifting. And that means that you're going to forget about your Pilates class because you'll never find a single man in there. You will find single men at the gym because they have more time to invest in themselves, and they invest in themselves because they want to impress the single ladies. But it's very important that you present yourself at the weight section during the hours that the single man will be there. And And that's either early in the morning before they start to work or after dinner at night, because it's also a way for them to socialize with other single men. Because men who are in relationships will be home with their partners. And now about your attitude. You're going to leave your headphones home and your phone will be in your locker. And if a guy looks at you and you think you like that guy, you're going to give him a smile. And I'm telling you this because research has shown us that when a man sees a woman smile at him, it encourages him to maybe go up and talk to her. And if nobody starts to talk to you, the best way to get attention from a man is to ask him for help. And the second hotspot where you will meet single men is on a Saturday or on a Sunday morning at the supermarket or at the grocery shop. And because he's good in food prep, he will buy his provisions on the weekend before he socializes with friends and family. And you're going to dress up, look cute, and you're going to ask any man you like to get you something from the top shelf.
A lot of these modern women be doing some stupid stuff, ghosting the man, blocking the man, thinking the man's gonna chase you. Oh, well, if I be testing men, I'll block them, and if they don't try to get with me or get in contact with me other ways, like what? Oh, you can just send me an email. I blocked them on the email. You can send me a Snapchat. I blocked them on Snapchat. I blocked them on IG. I blocked them anywhere. If he really wanted to get in touch with me, he would have sent me a Cash App. Loser. You're a loser and a bum. Get the heck out of my face.
Unfortunately, this is the reality, which I actually think that's ridiculous. Because when you get to know this man, you love and respect this man, you should genuinely want his opinion. You should respect his opinion. And what fun is that being with a man that only tells you what you want to hear because he doesn't feel safe enough in the relationship to be able to communicate how he actually feels? And I feel like the women that feel like this later down the road get bored of their man and they say he's boring because he doesn't bring that excitement or uniqueness into the relationship anymore. Anytime he did express his opinion, you got mad at him or guilt trip him or gave him the silent treatment. Now he doesn't feel comfortable expressing how he actually feels about things. You squash those very qualities that you said that you loved about him when you were first getting to know him. Some of you ladies say that you want a man to lead. You literally build a relationship where he can't even speak what he thinks on something. If your man tells you his opinion, his genuine one, even if it's different from yours, don't squander that.
Let's be completely honest for a second. Have you noticed how socially acceptable it is for a woman to demand things from a man? But the second a man expects something back, he's the bad guy? Think about it. It is perfectly normal for a woman to expect a guy to pay for all the dates. Yeah. But if he expects physical intimacy in return, he is toxic. It is totally fine to expect a man to pay all the rent and provide. Yeah. But if he asks her to cook and clean, suddenly he is called a misogynist. Society says a man must work hard so his wife can be a stay-at-home mom, but he isn't actually allowed to ask her to be one. The hypocrisy is wild. Yeah. People are demanding a list of expectations while bringing absolutely nothing to the table. And because nobody wants to acknowledge this double standard, something huge is quietly happening in the background. Good men are getting exhausted. Between the double standards and all the negativity toward men right now, a massive group of guys have just decided to stop dating completely. Now, you might see a small group of angry guys complaining in the comments online. But what society doesn't realize is that the vast majority of these single men are completely silent. They just quietly walked away from the game. Why? Because once a man steps away from all the dating drama and finally discovers what real peace and sanity feel like, he is never going back. He will choose his peace over the craziness every single time.
I am a man that looks like a woman.
No, I'm not trying to be rude here, but in their words, they're a man that looks like a woman. Okay, so they're a man, but they say they look like a woman. How? I don't see it. Is it the long hair that makes a person think they look like a woman? Because not every woman has long hair, and lots of manly men, very manly men, have long hair as well, so that doesn't a woman make. And is that part of what makes a man look like a woman? Because that doesn't necessarily make a woman either. But then there's this.
And if that enrages you, then you're probably transphobic or something.
Yeah, I think it would be the or something, because I don't think anybody's enraged. I honestly just think that most of them are confused.
If he's kind, works hard, and doesn't cheat, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. That is just the absolute bare minimum of being in a relationship with someone. This is not exceptional. This is not extraordinary. It's also no longer enough. Just because these would qualify you as a good man does not in fact mean you are a good husband or a good partner. Because again, these are the bare necessities.
First and genuine question is what makes this woman so exceptional? The average woman in America is 175 pounds and is 5'4". She doesn't want to cook. She doesn't want to clean. She doesn't want to take care of her family. She traded the family for a 9-to-5 job for a company that doesn't give a about her. So what makes these women exceptional? What, a degree on the wall that a man doesn't care about? But I digress. Why is it that all of these women that have these laundry list of expectations have little to nothing to offer in return? Like, make it make sense. Women nowadays have such high standards and expectations for their partners and such low standards and expectations for themselves. Make it make sense. And what is the real expectation if everything a man does is considered the bare minimum? Because what are these women doing that's not the bare minimum? These women have so many expectations that it doesn't even make sense anymore. And not only that, the goalposts will constantly change. They could meet a perfect man and he can have all of the requirements that she lists, and then the list is just gonna get longer and longer. And the worst part about it is that these women struggle with such low self-esteem that they put all of their expectations and their standards into someone else that can't even meet them in the first place. These women want men to constantly fill their cup while giving the men in their lives lukewarm water, and they draw the line at making a man a sandwich. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being with someone that treats you well, who doesn't cheat, who makes you legitimately happy. So many women can't even be in the same room with their partners in silence and just coexist. Too many women are building up all of this resentment because they're nitpicking at everything that he's doing wrong instead of the 1,000 things that he's doing right. And these are the types of women that can never be happy because they're expecting their happiness to come from someone else rather than from within. Okay, bye.
You know, a lot of these modern women sit up here at 40, 50 years old asking where the good men are. But the guy that you rejected is already somebody else's husband. He's already somebody else's husband. And y'all sitting up there on the prowl in Lowe's and Home Depot looking for a man. The same man that you rejected went on ahead and found somebody, and now they be going to Home Depot and Lowe's and getting things for their home improvement projects, for their DIY projects. That could have been you. That could have been you. But you wanted to be out here over Chad and Tyrone's house for 10, 15 years straight. And a man said, I'm gonna go a different direction. She wildin'.
Do you want to date a bad boy or a nice guy?
A nice guy. I'm done. No, bring me all the nice guys. Find me, please. I'm out on bad boys. Not about that life.
Well, why'd you stop going for the bad boys now at 29?
I'm 29, babe. Like, we're done. All about the good life, the soft life. I want to live well. Out on anything that causes me stress.
But why were you chasing that at 22 and 23?
Well, you're 22, 23. You don't know what the heck you're doing. You're just like, you think it's exciting, and it's like you realize after it's not actually exciting at all. You're like, all right, I'm out. I'm out on this.
Did you feel like back then a bad boy would be more able to protect you too, as opposed to a nice guy?
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's like, I think back then you think it's exciting, and you think that you don't know what you want at that age, first of all. You don't know yourself well enough. Now you do. Now I'm like, all those guys, bye. No, I'm out.
And ladies, the reason why you're not seeing men be who they used to be is because you're not being who the women used to be to get that man. Just saying though, you gotta check your fruit, baby. If your fruit is rotten, then you're gonna get rotten fruit. But if you have good fruit, you're gonna get good fruit. Don't let that go over your head now and start getting emotional. Just telling you the truth because I love you. Goodbye.
I always thought it was bizarre when women say men are not like what they used to be, or what happened to men? Why aren't men today like our grandfathers and great grandfathers? Because the easy answer to that is because the women are not like our grandmothers and great-grandmothers. I mean, just think logically, do women really believe that the men of the past, the ones that they praise, the ones that they romanticize as far as the treatment that they would give to their grandmothers and great-grandmothers, do you think our grandfathers and our great-grandfathers, do you think the choices they had were women who came with children already? Do you think the choices they had were women who had 3 baby daddies? You think the choices they had of women were all 80% overweight? Do you think the choices that men had of the past that women came with 20, 30 bodies already? No, of course the men of today aren't like the men of the past, because the women of today are nothing like the women of the past. And I think both men and women have to accept that. We aren't bringing what our grandfathers and great-grandfathers are bringing, and women aren't doing the same. So this is where we're at. Now, where do we go from here?
I know a lot of these modern women want the thrill of being with the bad guy and this type of lifestyle. But at some point in time, that lifestyle is going to end. That type of lifestyle has a shelf life. It has a shelf life. And I know you probably think, oh, well, I'm just going to ride it until the wheels fall off. You only live once, YOLO, and all that other nonsense. You do only live once. And unfortunately, when you're living once, there's opportunities that come about that ain't going to come about again. And all that living that you're doing gets you one opportunity, and you squander it. So you got to keep on living and live right on into them cats. Live right on into that lonely lifestyle. One life, right on into freezing your eggs, and your eggs don't even work. Can't even find nobody to have a baby with you. You only live once. Irresponsible.
Most men don't marry either. Listen to me very carefully, so y'all can understand what I'm telling y'all. Most men don't want to marry either. A lot are forced into marriage, or forced into something that they don't really want to be a part of. They don't want to lose you, but they still don't want to marry you. But when you force them, they say, well, I guess I'll marry her, but I'm still doing what I want to do anyway. They want their cake and eat it too. Especially if you got to force them to marry you. They're going to have their cake and eat it too, whether y'all like it or not. Because most men don't want to get married. Okay? They don't want the financial responsibility. They don't want the emotional issues. They don't want to have to deal with you every day. Da, da, da. Most men don't even want to get married. They don't. That's why y'all always saying, how do you make a man marry you? They don't want to marry you. They're going to be in the bar trying to holler at the next chick because they never want to marry you in the first place. So all you need to focus on is getting their money. If you want a man to want to marry you, you got to keep chasing and keep taking his money. All right?
If you don't want to date single mothers, that's your preference, that's okay. But stop trying to make it seem like there's something wrong with single mothers when you simply just don't want to take care of somebody else's children. That just means you yourself don't have the resources, the kindness, or the selflessness to be able to adopt somebody else's child.
That means that you don't have the resources, the kindness, or the selflessness to take on someone else's child. What incentive are you offering him in the comparison of the woman that's in the same running and same category who doesn't have a child?
Black Macho did a great job of going over his reasons, but left out one very valuable and important reason, which was the most important reason. This man could never be number one to this single mother, because the mother has to have the child first. And him having an understanding of that, I thought was deep. And Black Macho, she kind of glossed over that and didn't want to address that point, because that's really what disqualifies single mothers.
Who is actively pursuing you to be their wife?
I got options.
Who is actively pursuing you to be their wife?
I got options.
No, that would be a fiance. See, this is where the truth comes in. Ma'am, you don't have these kind of options. then you wouldn't be here. If you actually had options, like the kind and caliber of men that you want, then they were really considering you to be their wife, you wouldn't be here right now. You're a baby mama of 2. And are you telling me you're dating someone seriously?
Yeah, I always have options.
I'm going to ask you one more time, and if you are vague, I'm going to bid you a good night. Are you dating someone seriously?
Yeah.
How long have you guys been seeing one another?
It's been like 2 years.
2 years. Has he expressed any desire to make you his wife?
Yes.
Has he taken you ring shopping in the last 2 years?
We've been ring shopping, yeah.
When?
3 months ago.
3 months ago.
It just doesn't feel like someone I want to be with forever.
Are you telling me you are seeing someone, the man who's actively considering you is the man you want to be with? And you said, I've got options. What it is it's hard for you to deal with the truth. What it is one, you don't have a man that you want considering you to be his wife. You got a man that you don't want who sounds like he would take you, but you don't want to marry him. That's why it's been 2 years.
I'm talking to a fine dude. I like my man to be aight looking. Just be aight. You find ones like don't be following your stupid tricks. Like you hang up on them, they don't call you back. They don't blow you up.
I don't think it's fine, man. I just think that person just not into you. Can nothing do with being fine, man. They don't want. It's not worth the argument. I don't know.
Punk, you think more attractive men keep it cool?
They typically got more options. The more options people got, the more it's like...
The more nonchalant they can be?
Yeah, why am I pouring, doing this much for you and there's people I ain't got to do all that for? Like, you hanging up on me and you want me to call you back. How that makes sense? No, I'm not about to do that. Show me you can. Don't hang up on me, because clearly you don't if you hung up on me. So I'm going to go talk to the person that ain't hanging up on me. But yeah, they got more options typically, so
yeah, they can play.
But I think that's true for any man that kind of know his worth. Like, I know women hate that men knowing their worth, but I think for any
how dare you
any man that knows his worth, it's like you ain't gotta stalk a person. You know what I'm saying? And if you got a man that's really on you like that, you need to appreciate that, because he really like you. He really like you. He really probably love you.
He either love you or he don't get no options.
Yeah, y'all don't want somebody with no options.
Nope. They don't give you the egg.
This streamer talks about her whole phase, and that shit sounds crazy as hell.
I have a note in my Apple folder. It has the list of every person that I've had sex with, and I rank the and
let me see.
I rank the. Is that weird?
That's awesome. I mean, it's definitely not normal.
Really? Because I want to remember like my body count and stuff, right? So then I have.
She's responsible.
I have
Can
this
I see
list.
it? Oh my God, that's awesome! I can't wait to see this.
What?
This list.
You have been out there.
Wait, really?
Way to go.
How was that awesome?
Good for you.
In college.
Nice.
I don't think I've ever finished with a guy.
Do they make an effort to make you finish?
So funny.
They try and I just give up. I'm
Okay,
just like,
so,
just
but
stop.
let me-
It's a Tinder guy, right? And like
Whatever you're
they don't
comfortable
have any care to like for me. They just want to.
Oh, of course. They just want to get done. Yeah.
So what happens is, and he's like, he has a condom on, and then he's like, "Can I take my condom off and come in you?" And I'm like, and then buy you Plan B after, and I'm like, okay.
That's insane. What? That's not okay.
So that's why there's an angry
sad.
face next to him.
This is exactly what's out there, and this chick is just openly saying this like it ain't nothing, like it's the cool to do. She literally says some dude asked if he could take the condom off and nut in her, and she just said, okay, that's why there's an angry face next to his name. Yet during the whole process, she thinks that's cool. And then this chick next to her was like, damn, you've been out there. That means her list is long as she's just smashing random Tinder dudes. This dweeb next to her is like, yo, that is awesome. Like, if you know what, I'm next. Let me just say whatever I got to, because I'm trying to smash too. That list is long, I'm trying to get on it. That's how they look at her. This is some crazy whole level for a streamer at that. I think her name is Extra Emily or something like that, but she been burnt a few times. If her mentality is, yeah, just take that shit off and then I'll just put an angry face next to your name because I'm trying to know my body count. Easily that list is like 50, 60, 70 people long because she was on Tinder with that. Yo, this disgusting. Wrap it up. These chicks are recreational use only. Never be a wife, especially these videos will never go away. But watch who you smashing, because that's what's out there for you.
A lot of these modern women keep on asking, why come a man, he don't beg anymore? Y'all want a man to be a temptation. Y'all want a man to get out here and say, oh yeah, I'm not too proud to beg. I don't care. I want to be outside the window with a boombox, corny. I want to be outside in the rain singing, and I want you to look out your window at 8 o'clock at night, and the whole neighborhood to see me embarrassing myself. Oh my God! He just does something for me, and no, I'm not doing that. That's foolishness. I'm not doing that crap. Act like you want to be, especially if I didn't do anything wrong. Y'all, you catch an attitude and you want a man to go get you something to eat, go buy you a pair of fuzzy socks, give you your favorite blanket, and the man didn't even do anything. It was your problem. That was your issue. You did the wrong thing.